us the money.
I don't like your tone.
Luke Cage Season 1 stars Mike Coulter, Mahershala Ali, Alfre Woodard, Rosario Dawson, Thea Rossi, and someone. Can't remember what their name is, but basically it's the 4th season in the Marvel, Netflix universe after the 2 Daredevil seasons and Jessica Jones. And it follows Luke Cage. He's moved to Harlem after moving out of Hell's Kitchen back in Jessica Jones. He's working at a barbershop. Then he starts going after the Kingpin that lives there and runs Harlem. Cottonmouth, played by Mahershala Ali, and his cousin, played by Alfre Woodard, who is a politician. She's the Madam Councilwoman. Judging under the first 4 seasons, this is the worst of the 4 seasons. You can really see the Marvel Netflix, it's starting to go down, peaked with Daredevil, and then it was a little bit Jessica Jones, Daredevil Season 2, Luke Cage, and then Iron Fist is way down. And it's just really disappointing because, the first time I watched the series, I really was intrigued with the first 6 episodes, and then the last 7 episodes were just really boring and dull, and it didn't really feel like the show knew what it actually wanted to be. It felt like with a few extra rewrites, it could have actually been a lot better. Starting with Mahershala Ali. Mahershala Ali as Cottonmouth is by far the best character in the series. And he's incredibly interesting, charismatic, there's so many layers to him that you just generally love his performance. But the way this show could have been better is if, he was around for the entire length of this running of the show. He ends up getting, spoilers, but he ends up getting arrested in episode 5. And after that, it's just kind of oh, we had this standard and now it's sort of, now we're dealing with a politician and him dealing with, other gangsters, and there's this void being filled by Thea Rossi as Shades, and Luke Cage has to fight him, and then all of a sudden there's this other character named Diamondback coming in, and you just kind of look at it and going, this is really, really confusing. It feels like if this literally could have just been Daredevil, but instead of Kingpin, you had Cottonmouth, and that's all this show really could have been. And it still would have been fantastic. Yes, people would have said, oh, you're just copying Daredevil, but the show's pacing would have been a lot better rather than this, awesome 5-6 episodes. And then you have this dull 7-8 episodes that you just kind of go by the finale, you're just kind of going, wrap it up. Because in the finale, the big fight that normally happens in the last 20 minutes of the show, or the last 15 minutes, is over by the 15-minute mark of the last episode. And that last episode's 50 minutes long. So it's just 35 minutes of wrapping up plot lines and them going, well, we didn't find an effective way to do this, so we're just gonna wrap it up as such. And you look at that and you go, okay, but after 15 minutes into the final episode, you can skip to the very end of the montage seeing where all the characters end up, and nothing has changed. Nothing is effective. You would effectively walk out of that episode going, well, a few plotlines didn't wrap up, but I understood the entire episode. And you do. But let me start off with a few other things. Mike Coulter, he's fine. He does a decent job. The action throughout is fine. I would have liked to have seen a bit more action fight sequences. No, it wasn't really that much CGI, but at the same time, you just kind of go alright, I mean, this show's okay. It's definitely nowhere near the level of Daredevil in terms of action, or the intrigue in terms of Jessica Jones. And with Iron Fist, I'll have to rewatch it. I haven't seen that in over a year, so I've got no clue what it's about. All I remember is heroin. But ultimately, it feels that Luke Cage was a series that was way longer than it should have run for. Now, Luke Cage has simply gone the first half is alright, the second half not that great. And you end up walking out of the series going, well, this is okay, but what's the state of Marvel Netflix? And I haven't seen anything past Defenders, so I don't know yet. Because overall, this show is incredibly forgettable. I've seen it once before, and rewatching the episodes, I'm just alright, so I remember this major beat, this major beat, this major beat, this episode filled with flashbacks, and this one was the one where I thought the show really clicked. That's it. That's it. It's the 4th episode is the best episode, and it's pretty much a flashback episode of Luke in prison. Luke Cage Season 1 is just generally really disappointing. I wish the show could have been a lot better, could have delved a lot deeper, made the characters a lot more, some characters like Cottonmouth stuck around a lot longer, the show would have been infinitely more entertaining. But, the show's okay. The show's okay, and, you can put it on the background and it'll be fine. But I'll say that Luke Cage Season 1, Platypus does not approve. Have you seen Luke Cage Season 1? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe and come to the Platypus, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Well done, you made it to the end of the video. Why don't you click on one of these 2 videos for more content, or subscribe, so just be reminded of when I upload. So, subscribe. That'd be great.